Yeah, this is new for us. This is our first streaming from StreamYard. Shout out to StreamYard podcast. This is I'll Have a Double. I am Juan B, as you can see with my name down here.
I'm Brent Crable, as you can see in my name down to the left.
This is weird. We're usually in the same place. This is the first time, even during COVID, we were together.
That is true. You know what's weird too is it's like 3 years later, and I think we come to the realization this might be the easiest way.
It's very easy. I mean, it's like, damn,
We
it's just
tried all these studios, different producers, just this, and nothing wrong with all that, but it's just a
no,
lot of
it's a
logistics.
lot.
And you got a lot of, you got people taking time out of their day to do this, and we don't want to pay, and they want to, what I mean? It's all this. It's like, how can we make this as easy as possible? And thus far, StreamYard seems to be doing a nice little trick for us. I
I
like
mean,
this.
apparently they knew what they were doing because we've been watching all these other podcasts. I'm like, what are they doing? How did they get that? And how did they do this? And then we found out that there's StreamYard that just does it all. So I think we gave them
There
enough
had to
props.
be there had to, I was saying this forever. Like, it was like there's no way everyone's as sophisticated, and no
Right.
offense to
Everybody doesn't have a
everyone doing it,
team. Everyone doesn't have a
but how's it?
team.
Everything looks so good. Like, and then we would do it, and it's like, why do we look like we're like in a closet somewhere with like Al Qaeda? You know what I mean? It's like, wait,
in a closet and I kind of
yeah, in Al
doing
Qaeda.
so much. We're doing so much, and now we're gonna minimize it, and now we're gonna be more real time with our shows. So a topic comes up, boom, we're just gonna jump at it. So this is our practice run. So you guys are watching this practice, which is usually what they say, never let people watch you practice. This is our practice. I'm gonna actually have a real background here soon. So you won't
It
just
looks
see
good on
me.
my end. I think it looks
Right.
good. And
But no,
The Patriots would say let people watch you practice.
yeah, well, yeah. Please, they want to say no. We're watching you practice.
We're watching you
That's how that
practice.
works. But like I said, this is timely. We can talk about things that are happening right now. And right now, I am gonna go ahead and start this off by saying I am officially done with the Dallas Cowboys. I'm
So
done.
now you're done.
I'm out.
You're done.
Ryan Seacrest out. That's what he was talking about when he was talking about the Cowboys. No, I'm out.
And
And
you've been a fan for how long?
my entire
I mean,
life,
your entire life. Okay,
Tony
so
Dorsett.
yeah,
I think that was the first jersey, like a T-shirt when I was a kid, the Tony Dorsett jersey, and I've been I've been a big fan. I've been a season ticket holder. I've met Jerry. I mean, I've become friends with a few former Cowboys. I mean, I got
name drop, name
Cowboys.
drop.
I didn't drop any names. I'm just saying.
I'm telling you to name drop.
Yeah. So you can't get, I would say, a more, now you have bigger fans than I am. I've never been one of those fanatics, but always felt I was connected to the team somehow. I knew someone that was either working for the organization. I knew a couple of cheerleaders. I knew some players. I knew players when they were actually playing at the time. My best friend was a barber to like 8 of the players. So we were sitting.
R.I.P. to Marion.
Hmm?
I said R.I.P. to Marion.
Yeah. So we were always hanging out together, and then they go out on Sunday. So I was always connected to the team somehow, some way. And then I got into sports radio. I got my credentials. I was, in the sidelines. I was in the locker room. So I've always been connected. And man, I'm telling you, I'm at the point now where I'm like, and there's no hard feelings towards them, the players, these guys. Hey, do your thing. I hope you make a lot of money. I hope you guys are successful in your family, all this stuff. Everything's great. Okay. But God damn it, guys. God damn it.
Well, from a fan's perspective, right? Because I mean, I guess that's the thing. So you and obviously, like, not to call out your age or whatever, but you remember those 3 Super Bowls that
Oh,
you
yes, yes.
remember very much, very much. Yeah. So you
I like,
remember them,
yeah,
right? Not like me. I remember them,
yeah,
but I was young. I
yeah.
just, it was like, as an adolescent,
Yeah.
I was basically like, oh, so the Cowboys just win every year. Like this is just what
Right.
happens, right? The
Yes.
Cowboys play the 49ers. The Cowboys win. Maybe the 49ers win, but one of those two teams wins.
So how old were you? Let's say the first Super Bowl. So that's like 92. So how old were you in
I
92? Like seven,
was
7 or 8?
7. Yeah,
Yeah.
7,
Okay.
7.
Yeah.
So, and I do remember that one. And I think I probably remember that one more because Michael Jackson did the halftime show.
He did. That's a great
And it
halftime
was
show.
like, what? And I just remember it. And I was actually at that point pretty big into
Mhm.
football, and I just remember it being a bloodbath. I remember the next year kind of being
It was close a little bit halftime. Yeah.
a shitty game, but the next year was when my real sports consciousness. Like I was already playing football, but that's
Mhm.
when I was like 9, so it was like okay, and Dion's with the 49ers, and Jimmy's gone, and we got and they got down by 21 real quick.
Mhm.
They came back and made it a game. And then I obviously remember the win against the Steelers, which again, not a very good game.
Shout out to
Like,
Larry Brown,
yeah, shout out to Larry Brown who just got gift.
MVP,
Actually, shout out to Neil O'Donnell
and Chris O'Donnell.
and Chris Robin. But yeah, so I guess I probably relate to the my buddies who are in that basically 30 to 40
Yeah.
range, especially like the 34 to 38 range, like where you're a diehard fan now. You kind of remember those Super Bowls. You remember the allure of it. You remember being raised in it,
Hmm.
and that's kind of what you had to go off of. And our years of like teenage years were shit. Okay,
Yeah.
terrible
You had the
until
Chad Gailey and the Dave
right until
Campo.
Bill Parcells got here. It was
Mhm.
terrible
Yeah.
until he turned it around. Until Tony Romo,
Yeah.
you can shit on him all you want, but
I love Tony Romo.
he was great and it was fun.
Yes.
He made football fun again for us because it wasn't fun for like forever.
Could you imagine what? Think about how we say bad the 2000s were because we think about the heartbreaks. There wouldn't have been heartbreaks if it went for Tony Romo. We would just been awful.
Yeah, I mean, dude, if you go back and if for anyone that wants to criticize Tony Romo and that Cowboys team, go back to Chad Hutchins, like go back Anthony Wright, God bless him,
Quincy.
Quincy Carter. You
Oh,
know what I mean? Just all the bad moves and the bad coach. It was
yeah.
such a bad. So again, so I know you're done. Me taking the other side as a fan, man. This year was so fun. Now
Was it?
there was writing on the wall that this could happen. Look at what happened against Arizona.
Mm-hmm.
So it was there. And
Yeah.
it is a classic case of looking ahead, right? And this team does that. And I think a lot of that does come down to the ownership. And now we're not here to talk about all that and coaching and the owner. Like, look,
It just
I'm a fan. I know it's going to be tough I think Jerry Jones probably sold his soul to the devil for those 3 Super Bowls. And we're just reaping or what he sowed back then now. But as a fan, I mean, what the fuck else are you going to do? What are you going to watch? What are you going to cheer for another? Here's what's going to be. You're going to go cheer for another team, and you're gonna really like try to get into. But in the back, it's like being with another girl, and you still want to be with your
well,
ex.
see, and that's where I was
You
going with
can't get
this.
over your ex.
That's where I was going with this. It's not necessarily you got to find someone else
So you're
to
just done with football.
no. Is just that you find your inner peace.
So what are you, Rob
You
Lowe? You're just wearing an NFL hat. You're just a fan of football in
you start
general.
loving yourself.
Okay.
You don't just love the team. You watch and just enjoy the game of football. You don't get so caught up in it. It's just the same as dating. It's like you don't necessarily you break up with your girl. You don't just find another girl to try to replace that. you won't find another girl until you get to like really know yourself again. Like
Right.
it's almost
So
like,
you're so
who am
you're
I?
gonna be you're emotionally detached. You're emotionally detached now.
I'm gonna be doing yoga during Cowboy games now.
Okay, so you're basically, if the football is dating, you're out there watching games with, like, I
I'm
don't
checking
care.
out every NFL ass that walks
And
past
and
me.
and I don't even, and I no emotion. Don't care. No love.
I'm just looking at NFL asses. Pause. Uh,
And yeah, mark that. I know that I'm gonna say F this team. August rolls around, September,
oh, it'll be before then. It'll be draft
and
draft
well,
night. You'll be back on the Cowboys bandwagon.
so I haven't gotten as crazy, but the I think the last time I did was when they had that bad year where that's where they drafted Micah the next year because they had a
Mhm.
top pick.
Right.
So that draft pick,
Yeah.
but I mean, they were 12-5, right? So they're not going to have a great pick, and
Right.
I don't care that much, and I don't care. Every preseason, oh, this guy's looking great, whatever. I don't
Yeah.
care. But when the season starts, okay, I don't care about preseason. When the season starts, I know I'm going to be watching. I know I'm going to get sucked into it. And again, I guess the way I look at it is like, look, some people like to watch The Bachelor. Some people like
Mhm.
to watch Love Is Blind, whatever.
Yeah. Right. Everybody has their vices.
Somebody like that
Keeping up
that
with the
drama. Somebody
Kardashians.
likes that serial killer drama,
Mhm.
or whatever.
Right.
That's what this is to me. I can't. It's like a girl that loves watching a scary serial killer thing, and she watches it, and she's like, I'm scared. Like I'm like that. I'm like, I'm scared, but I'm gonna watch it anyways because I can't
It's the
help it.
fourth quarter in the playoffs. I'm scared.
Because I love it, because
Right.
it's in me. I can't not watch it. I can't not root for this team. I can't not want them to do well. Now, I hate what happened, but I'll admit, like, I my VP at our sales kickoff was like, comes up to me, he's like, "You gonna go to the game?" And I was
Mhm.
like, "Nah, like, not really worried about this game. Maybe the next game.
Right.
I'm all right. I'm
Yeah.
looking ahead,
We get
right?"
ready
But
for Detroit. Well, I might spend money for Detroit. Yeah, you talk like that. Yeah.
right, like, and how insane is that? And we never would have thought that would have happened. But again, that is what makes the NFL so great. It's one fucking game. It's not the NBA. It's not
Right.
Major League Base. It's not the NHL. It's one game. So if you have one bad day or one good day, and that's what makes it so great, which we seem to fall on the other side of it all the time, but it's only a matter of time
The
before.
reason why I am officially done, because I think I've been emotionally detached for a couple years.
Yeah, I haven't
Um,
seen you. I haven't seen you really be. We've watched a
yeah,
lot of games together, and I can't remember.
yeah. I've been emotionally detached for a few years.
I'm gonna think of one.
Right when I got to the point where I stopped spending money on the Cowboys, I was like, I'm not spending another dime. Jerry has got enough for my money, over the course of my life. So I think we're good. But what really made me this year say I'm done, because every playoffs you go through all these scenarios of how the best case scenario can be to get. I'm just saying to get to the NFC Championship game. I'm not even talking about the Super Bowl. I'm saying just getting to the NFC Championship game.
Yeah, that was
Best,
my thought was that I was
best case
hoping,
scenario.
was thinking Super Bowl. I want to, but it was
Yeah,
like NFC Championship. At least
yeah.
we have that.
So I played all of them out. Best case scenario. And after all of these years with Dak, I looked at this year and I was like, finally, it falls in our favor. The Eagles just said blah, 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 all over the place, and it just fell in our hands. I was like, finally, we get a handout to go to the NFC Championship game. Finally, I didn't even know who we were playing in the first round until late that Sunday night. I was like, who cares? It doesn't matter. And it's like Green Bay Packers. I didn't know they made the playoffs. It was just like finally. And then we got Detroit again. It was already we should have. By the way, bullshit on the whole Detroit was going to come here and kick our ass. I didn't believe that. I'm like, we played like shit and won that game anyway. But I digress. I'm sitting there going, finally, The red carpet was rolled out. You couldn't have an easier route to get to the NFC Championship than this year. This was it. And not only did you lose, you pissed down your leg and let them run you out your own damn gym. And I call it a gym. Ran you out. Ran you out of there. The game was over at the coin toss. Done. We could have went home. You flipped the coin. We were at the bar. We could have left after the coin toss. The game was over. They won the coin toss. They accepted the ball. Game over. Just like that. Once again, before MLK Day, we're sitting at home. I want to go through MLK week and talk about the following week for the Cowboys. There's
So
something about Martin Luther King weekend.
you have a dream that the Cowboys make it past MLK Day. Okay, I like it. I like it.
You know, it's when's
His dream was a little bit more impactful, but I like yours.
He was dreaming the same thing. He was thinking what I was thinking.
Yeah, he was.
I mean, it's so I'm like, I don't know what other scenario fits, because what do you think? We're gonna go like on a 2007 Giant run and go on the road and just knock everybody? You think the team is built for that shit? No, they're not built for that. And I got number love for the guys. I know some of those guys. I got number love for them. Hey, but once again, like I said before when I started the podcast, God damn it. God damn it.
So I agree with all of it. I agree with it because I feel that too. But, and again, not to get too much in the weeds, they've already announced that Mike McCarthy's staying. They're going to keep Dak.
Yeah.
What I'm hoping is being the optimist. What I'm hoping is if that's the end goal, it's winning. Because like there's scenarios where it's like, would you rather, like the Giants, would you rather win a Super Bowl or two and then be irrelevant for the next decade? Kind of like what happened with the Cowboys. Or would you rather be relevant every year and in the mix and have a fun full season just to falter out? Because think about think if we were watching a 6-10 Cowboys, 6-11, now they're 17, 6-11 Cowboys team every year, then you're really done. Now you're not even turning your TV on. This is at least compelling enough for you to be like, all right, Brent, I'll come meet up and watch the game, or you know what I mean? Because they are good. But we know that we know how the story is going to end. It's like, it's like that your favorite movie that comes on TV. You'll sit down and watch it. You know exactly what's going to happen, but
the Titanic, you know what's going to happen. You know the iceberg's coming.
But pick a movie. I don't know, White Man Can't, whatever it is. You're like, I've seen it a million times, but damn, I like this scene. All right, I kind of want to watch. That is what this is. It's entertainment. But I think that maybe next year they take a page out of the Rangers playbook and other teams that have done it, and they try to buy it. Just be aggressive, go all in free agent, get players, go all in, throw it all out there.
Rams did it, Eagles did it. Go all in.
Go all in, do it.
All in.
And then give everybody what they want and then blow the team up like the Mavs had to do, right? And then here's the deal. Like no one's really going to be happy, because at the end of the day, it's going to be very hard for us to have that dynasty that like the Patriots had and whatnot, because teams that have dynasties, ownership stays out of the way, right? They bring in the right people to do their job. They put them in the right place to succeed. Let them do their thing. That's not what this team is. We know that.
Right.
There will never be a bigger face on the Cowboys than Jerry Jones until he's gone.
Mm-hmm.
So once you accept that, then it's like, all right, maybe we can make some magic here. But at the end of the day, we will still be the most entertaining products in the NFL. And so for that part, it's like, fuck, man, like I can't turn away.
I mean, were you entertained on Sunday?
No, I wasn't on Sunday. That was, I will say, that was the worst game I have ever, as far as like meaningful game.
Yeah.
That was the worst meaningful game I've ever seen the
Well,
Cowboys play
and
ever.
see, there you go. You were saying about
It was
having
terrible. That was
having
also,
fun,
there was a little bit of Dak. Like that's where it's like, that's where
but
a little bit of the
but you
Dak
were
stuff.
talking, but you were talking about, you know, rather be relevant
Yeah, it
or
was.
be good, and then still or be relevant versus having a great season and then having a down season, having a great season, having a down season, or just staying relevant the entire time, but yet it ending disappointment. I have one word for that, and a lot of men, I'm sure, probably know what this word is: edging.
ED. Oh, did you say edging?
I did. That's what the Cowboys are.
Oh, 100%. It is.
And
That's
so
the
wouldn't
perfect.
you wouldn't you rather just be chilling and just playing video games and minding your own business, or would you rather have a chick edging you for hours and then
Well,
walk away and just leave? You could have been doing something else. You could be playing one of those. You could be playing NBA Jam behind you right there. You could be doing anything else, but no, you laid there and let that happen, and you got nothing out of it.
well, I guess that my argument would be if a beautiful woman was over here edging me while I was playing NBA Jam and then left, at least I would have in my head like that was that was awesome. That was cool. That was better than me sitting on my couch edging myself.
Why would you do that?
I'm just saying, like if we're talking about,
No, well,
again,
okay.
that's what I'm saying. This is again, this is better than nothing. This is better
Is it
than
though?
yeah, because you're thinking about the end result, and I think the way I'm trying
No, I
to
mean,
position it is the whole thing. Like again, I I equated, and I think I had said we had a big group on Sunday that we watched the game with,
mm,
and I was talking to Machen, and I said uh, I was basically like the Cowboys. Basically, what they did was they ran this big game, running all this game at at say a an attractive male, female, whatever it is,
yeah.
ran all this game, got back to the house, pulled from the bar, got back to the house, got the clothes off, and then couldn't get it up.
A big star popped out of the pants.
And that sucks, right? But again,
That was
I
really
guess when you
weird.
sit back and look at it, it's like it's it's better than sitting over in the corner and talking about, oh, that girl's hot, and then not making a move or doing it or whatever it is. I mean, at least there was some suspense, there was some fun,
There was some action.
there
There
was
was
some
some action.
action.
Yeah.
The game itself was god awful, but the experience in totality was great to where it's like fuck, man, like I can't give up yet because I feel like this was the end of the first season and it ended. I didn't like the way it ended, but they're renewed for a second season, and I'm gonna watch.
This is season 30 ish. I mean, this is like MASH.
This is like CSI. I mean,
This is
it's like it's the fucking
this
same
is the
thing every
Simpsons.
year.
This is
It's
the Simpsons. We've been watching the same
well,
episode for 30 plus years. In fact, I think the Simpsons have actually been longer than, I mean, I think the Cowboys been out of the championship rankings, or opportunities to be in a championship game since the Simpsons.
Simpsons is it's entertaining.
I mean, we're watching
Entertaining.
the same. At least with Bart, you laugh a little bit. I mean, this is not even funny anymore. I mean, I had zero emotion after that game,
Yeah,
and
I mean, it's
zero.
I looked over after like it was after the first touchdown and maybe the 3 and out or whatever happened with the it was like maybe we got a first down, but we had to punt and like your face was just it was already dejected,
I was
defeated.
like, you guys want to piss down your leg. I was like, I don't believe it. I was like, this was because even last year, when we watched the game against Tampa Bay, I had zero expectations last year, and they beat Tampa Bay, and I was like, you know what? I'm going to take that as a win. You guys won on the road against Tom Brady first round. You know what? I am okay with this. Whatever happens in San Francisco next week, it happens.
Yeah.
This wasn't an ideal situation. We had injuries. I was like, if we got out of that first game, I was like, guys, I'm proud of you. You got out. This year, I'm like, okay, no excuses. Yeah, we had some injuries, but I was like,
Man,
we,
there
the red
still
carpet was rolled out.
was no fucking way we were beating San Francisco.
No, well, at least we're gonna get to the championship game.
No, all right. So would you rather fucking lose now or lose that? Like, I know it looks better on paper. It looks better on paper,
Yeah,
but it's like, would you
getting to
rather?
the championship game would have meant something. Winning 2 playoff games, getting to the NFC Championship game. Who knows what can happen? Anything goofy, just like last year with the Eagles and the 49ers. You know,
Yeah,
goofy
no,
shit happen.
right. And now look at the Eagles.
Well,
Now
yeah,
they're
but
trying to fire their coach. They're
how many
all
Super
like,
Bowls have they gotten?
they got their star receiver deleting everything off his social media. He's out. Like, I mean, now
I would
team's
rather deal with
imploding. You'd rather deal with that?
I would rather
Would you?
deal with very, very high, or this ain't our year. And then we just regroup and get ready to go back on that high again. It's not like baseball. Because when you think about baseball, that's what it's like. You have teams that have a run for a couple years, and then
Well,
they
yeah,
get bad.
we just had a team that had a run.
And then they go have a run again, and then they get bad. And that's how it works. But Dallas, no, we're gonna
It-
stay level. We're
we
gonna edge. We're gonna edge. It's all about edging. The Dallas Edgers, and we're just gonna edge you until Martin Luther King's birthday. Edge you till MLK
he had a dream that one day he
and
will.
let it go.
Maybe I'm just a fan of the Cowboys
Edging.
because I'm a fan of edging. I don't know.
Oh well, we'll look at your porn history.
Well, no, you won't find that. It's just that in
Okay.
my history in general,
History of edging.
I have been told that I like to edge. I don't know, not intentionally, but again, they're not intentionally edging either. Maybe Jerry is. I don't know if he's that smart. That's incredible. But I just,
You know, he's talking about his glory holes, so he probably did a lot of edging in that glory hole.
it's there's a lot of things you could look at. I mean, the main thing is going to be the quarterback, right? And you do have a 4th round guy doing things, but then again, Tom Brady was a 6th round guy. What the
I'm gonna say
fuck?
I'm not putting this on Dak. This is way before Dak. This is bigger than Dak.
For sure.
This has been going on.
He didn't help
way-
himself though. He did not help himself.
Yeah, he didn't help himself, but I'm not putting this on not one single player on that team.
Yeah.
Or
But
where
again,
we are right now, or where the Cowboys are right now. I said where
I
the
think that-
Cowboys are right now.
I think that we also had a lot of false sense of. I mean, it was roll. We had a kind of a weak schedule.
Mhm.
I I was like, oh, I don't know if this is it. I went to the game in Buffalo.
Yeah, you did.
In Buffalo, and watched
The warmest Buffalo game I think of the
right,
year.
right. I've been colder in my apartment all week than I
Mhm.
was in Buffalo. No heat still. But watching that, it was like a helpless team. It was like this team's and
Yeah.
just the Buffalo fit chirp it, and it's like I don't
Yeah.
know if this team's really, and mainly because they didn't really have a run game. They can't stop the run, can't run.
Yeah.
2 things you got to do, right? They had the 2 things that look, the 2 things that are sexy.
Mhm.
They can rush and get turnovers, and they can throw the ball. But in certain situations, like in San Francisco or Buffalo, those things will get taken away, and you got to go back to smash mouth. And they couldn't do it. They're finesse team, and I think that we should have kind of seen it. I don't know why we thought this Packers team coming in. It's the Packers. Doesn't matter who. We know they've figured out the recipe for quarterbacks. Draft one, put them on the shelf, and then
we may have one on the shelf right now.
Trey Lance. Oh, I
Maybe.
hope.
Maybe.
I hope the
Maybe.
upper
Yeah.
room. I hope so. I hope he's in
mean,
the upper room.
we
I
can
just,
see.
I think we
Shall see.
I think we thought a little bit too much of this team, and maybe they weren't quite there yet. I'm just saying, give them one more year, just like Mike McCarthy said. Just one more. Just like Biggie, one more chance.
I was giving them this year because it wasn't so much how good they were, it was because how bad everybody else was. That's what I was saying. This was finally the scenario where I said, okay, it is literally a red carpet. We're talking a brigade, escort to San Francisco to play in the NFC Championship game. I'm not even talking Super Bowl. I'm gonna just get to the Final Four where goofy shit can happen, and who knows, you might be in Vegas. This was it. This was it. It's not gonna get any easier than what it was this year. It is not gonna get any easier, and you can't. There's nothing that I see now that the Cowboys will be better than what
Right.
they were this year. They might be as good, but I don't see them being substantially better. As far as like what how many points they got? I mean, basically at the end of the day, they got beat by 20 damn points. I mean,
I
of course,
mean, it was
we can't.
27-0. Like that was all you needed to know. It was
Yeah, I
27
mean,
to nothing at one point.
are they going to be 27 points better next year? And I know. I mean, I get it. That's not how you look at it, but I'm just saying, this is going to be the team. All we're going to be doing next year is paying everybody that's already here. So Emmitt Smith's not walking through that door. Troy Aikman's not walking through that door. Michael Irvin's not walking through that door. No one that's going to be walking through the door is going to be the savior. Deion's not walking through that door. So the team we saw last
You
week,
get Trayvon Diggs back though.
yeah. I mean, how much of a needle is he going to move it? Now, mind you, yes, he would have definitely have been better than what we saw against Green Bay. I get that, and I'm sure Dan Quinn might have, adjusted some things differently if he had someone like Trayvon. But this is the team. This is it. They are who they are. We'll bring some guys in. You got Demo coming back, hook 'em horns. You got him coming back next year off injury. You got some guys that can come in that might be able to do some things. But as a whole, this is it.
Yeah.
Same coach, same quarterback, same team. This is it. This is what we're going to see next year. And I mean, I can't be edged any longer. This is it. I don't. I can't. I
Please
gotta
stop
let it go.
edging Juan. Let him release. All right. So
Let it go.
my final statement.
Yes, because we got to go.
Will be this.
Mm-hmm.
So let's think back to the last two championships that have happened in this town.
Mm-hmm.
2011 Mavs
Yep.
and 2023 Rangers.
Right.
Both teams had to go through a stout competition in the playoffs. And they caught them at the right time. They were hot at the right time, right?
Yeah.
Caught them.
Mm-hmm.
The Rangers knocked off the Rays and the Orioles and swept them. And then they went through their nemesis, Astros, got down, beat them, 7. I mean, just the best way.
Yep.
And then they caught a lesser than team that was hot too, but beat.
Right. Well, we knew the two best teams was Texas and the Astros. Like that was the winner of that was going to win the World Series.
But the best teams are the Rays and the Orioles, and the Rangers beat in the regular season.
Yeah.
Rangers beat them, went through them, and just smoked them, right?
Right.
And then the Mavericks, 2011, went through the defending champion Lakers, with the upcoming Thunder,
the Young Guns. Yep.
And then to even get to that, they had to go through a great Portland team that had them on the ropes, right? Yep. I thought like, oh,
here we go again.
Up. I was like, here we go. Yep, done. It was 2-0, 2-2.
Brandon Roy's greatest and last game.
I know. R.I.P. to his knees, man.
Yeah.
And then the great
Heatles
rematch against the Heat.
Yeah, had to deal with the Heatles.
So I would say my argument is, while this could have been or was the easiest road, and it's a down year, wouldn't it be better? Wouldn't you feel more satisfied for a Cowboys team that maybe you're like, I don't really care. They kind of come out of nowhere and run through teams better than them to get to the Super Bowl and win, and you're like, damn, that was fucking great. Whereas this year, okay, so they beat the Packers, and then say next week they play the Lions or the Bucs or whatever it is, and then beating the 49ers would be huge, right? But then maybe they play, I don't know, the Ravens, yeah. But again, think if it's an up year, KC's up, teams are up, and they run through a schedule that we don't think like they have no chance, and they just come out of nowhere and win. That to me would be way more fun than what it would have been this year. And it could be that next year. So I'm saying keep hope. It's still fun. It's better than doing nothing on Sunday.
I don't know. Depends on what nothing is. Tell me what falls on the category of nothing, and
I
and
would
I'll
rather
make a decision.
I would rather edge than not be edged at all.
Well, be prepared for the edging of 2024 with the Dallas Cowboys. All right, man. We're gonna talk about the Dallas Mavericks coming up.
Next week we'll talk about the great edge rusher Micah Parsons.
I like it, like what you did there. All right, we're out, man. I'm Wannabe.
I'm Brett Crable.
See you.